This is it. This is what we've been waiting, 6 months for?
Yeah, this is pretty great. It's the War in the Three, and not to quote Colin Coward, one of my favorite sportscasters, he said, it must have been amazing to have been at that game and to witness firsthand the kick return in honor of DeMar.
It was amazing. First of all, I got this jersey at the stadium that day. They only had a handful of them, and I was there so early that I popped in the pro shop. But yeah, it's...
We had one last week.
Well, that was my EJ Manuel with a 3 on the front.
Oh.
This is the actual DeMar Hamlin jersey.
Yeah, see, you didn't explain that.
Wait, the real jersey?
No, this is the one. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Bottom line was, yes, it was absolutely remarkable to be in that stadium on Sunday.
Yeah, but a little more depth. Give me a little more. I saw it. So I saw it live on TV, but God.
Let me put it this way. There's a video of me on social media. Somebody accidentally caught me from behind while it was happening. Mm-hmm. And, it was a weird start to the game because there was that trepidation, right? Because you're not aware of what could happen, right? It was almost like Bills fans were waiting for permission to be excited to watch football. And for one, Nyheim Hines to do what he did to kick that game off. I think the gravity of the situation started hitting around the 30 when you realized he was going to break it, and it was just pure excitement, and then everybody around me was just a massive puddle of emotions.
What about the second one? Because the second one, you're basically in a dogfight with the Patriots in this. This is not one of those games where the Bills handle it. The score doesn't really dictate what happened up until halftime.
Sure.
Well, how does the second one feel?
I mean, the second one felt like, okay, we have a little more breathing room against the Patriots. I mean, it was less romantic.
But it was more surreal even. It's like, not twice.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. The first one felt like it should happen because when it did, I didn't even look for a flag. You know how it is on returns now, right? The second one, I was convinced there was a flag somewhere. Like, there's no way he just did this 2 times. There's no way he just did this 2 times.
We were going to talk about the playoffs in the first segment that we've just eaten half of, but, which is perfectly fine. What a difference a week makes, too,
Absolutely.
right? Last week when we were doing the show.
Absolutely.
Give me a narrative. Give me something about the playoffs you're looking for.
I mean, this is going to be interesting. The team, I guess, to watch out for, or at least to look into, is the Bengals. The Bengals have this sort of feeling about them. They seem very relatively calm going into the playoffs. I think they feel that they can remix that magic from last year into this year, and they have a pretty confident quarterback that could possibly get them there if it gets back to the Super Bowl. So the Bengals I watch out for. Kansas City, obviously, they're the one. You got to watch out for them, I guess. I'm just waiting for the street ball between Kansas City and Buffalo, wherever they decide to play that game. I think that's just the matchup everybody's kind of looking forward to. But the AFC, I'm just going to keep an eye out for the Bengals. The Bengals are that little wild card I'm not quite sure about yet.
Collision course in Buffalo, no less. I mean, things didn't work out all that great for them.
No, I mean, look, if there's one team that has a legitimate reason to be upset about how things worked out, and you understand why the NFL had to do what they did, right? You're in uncharted territory. I feel for Bengals, the Bengals players, the Bengals fans. I get it. I understand. That being said, the game I am focused on this weekend is Monday night, Dallas versus Tampa Bay, right? Tom Brady and the aura that is him, which I think is overblown, but that's a whole other thing. If Mike McCarthy manages to lose this game, which isn't out of the question, last time I checked, the Cowboys were only a 3-point favorite in this game, and it's not like the Cowboys play really well in massive, important games. I mean, I don't know if this is having PTSD from playing Brady as a Bills fan for 20 years, but I don't see the Cowboys winning this game walking away. There's too many flaws on that roster.
Well, it's too much history. The other thing, too, nobody likes to bet against Brady. We love to see these we like to see him go down. That Cowboys defense is very good and very dangerous. And for a quarterback that hasn't been moving well this year, hasn't been playing well, hasn't really been on the same page all the time with his wide receivers, that's going to be an interesting matchup. The other thing, too, is there's this uncomfortable feeling in Dallas that if he does lose this game, if McCarthy does lose this game, there are going to be some wholesale changes.
Jones
but even though, he said it when? Early in the week when the emotions are not that high. Let's see what he says on Monday night if the Dallas Cowboys lose and we have a different feeling Tuesday morning.
The New York Giants, because you're always dialed into those guys.
Play it close like you did all year, but you can beat Minnesota.
Right?
You can beat Minnesota. Play it the way you've played it all year. Keep them close and try to go for that knockout blow in the fourth. Minnesota is not a gimme in that game.
No, to his point, I know the game's over by the time this airs, but I think Minnesota are frauds. I really legitimately think the Vikings are frauds, and I think if there's always one massive upset every playoff wildcard weekend, I think it's going to be the Giants over Minnesota.
Minnesota, a negative point differential with a 13-win season.
It doesn't make any sense. And you look at that, I mean, come on, everything about it screams Minnesota's in trouble.
I think it's Brock